Russia's Luna-25 spacecraft crashes into Moon.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russia's unmanned Luna-25 spacecraft has crashed into the Moon after spinning out of control, officials say. Preliminary findings showed that the 800 kg lander had ceased to exist as a result of a collision with the surface of the Moon, it said in a statement. Russia was racing to the Moon's south pole against India, whose Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft is scheduled to land on there next week. The surface area of the Moon's south pole that remains permanently in shadow is much larger than on the Moon's north pole, which makes finding water there more likely. The craft launched from Vostochny Cosmodrome in the far eastern Amur region of Russia on the 11th of August, and then successfully entered the Moon's orbit on Wednesday of this week. No country has ever landed on the Moon's south pole before, although both the US and China have landed softly on the Moon's surface. Luna-25 was Russia's first Moon mission since 1976, when it was part of the Soviet Union.
This post received a score of 30,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Putin is boasting about this a couple of days ago. Now I think it's time for the blame game again and someone needs to jump from a window again.
Our carefully executed plan to violently smash into the Moon in a seemingly uncontrolled manner proceeded perfectly along mission parameters. This great success shows the world that Russian technologies continue to dominate the world. On a separate note, I offer my sincerest condolences for the tragic passing of the Director General of Roscosmos 3 days from now.
The world is going to define Putin's regime as the Great Brain Drain. This crash is the indirect result of the mass migration of educated individuals from Russia. It's just another black eye for a weakening Russia.
I agree, but not just Putin's regime, every authoritarian strongman regime. Authoritarianism and the resulting patronage system that rewards loyalty over competence, and the fear and ostracizing of allegedly elite intellectuals eventually drives every society it governs into the ground. It's an old, outdated means of governance that's no longer competitive in the modern world. It survives only on the back of grift, lies, deception and unfortunately human gullibility.
Loyalty over competence. Sounds familiar.
I wonder how many scientists left Russia because of the war and if any were originally involved in this project. I also wonder if the landing was rushed against the warnings of the team because Putin wanted a show of strength.
Roscosmos banned its employees from leaving the country last year, unless it's to go to Ukraine.
Didn't one of their current employee get shrapnel up his arse after having a birthday party well in range of Mr. HIMARS?
The head of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozhin, who did other things like lead far-right movements, be the Russian ambassador to NATO, and led his own PMC named Tsar Wolves, ended up getting shrapnel up his arse eating at what everyone but him says was a birthday party from a 155mm Caesar howitzer. When he recovered enough to rant on Telegram, he accused Wagner of leaking the time and place of his totally not a birthday party to the Ukrainians. There's some bad blood between Rogozhin and Prigozhin.
Isn't he the one who sent the shrapnel that was in his ass to Macron? Saying basically, look at what your weapons are doing to us, you Nazi supporters. ? Which Macron answered by sending even more Caesars to Ukraine. LMAO.
I remember that. Didn't he also write some ridiculously melodramatic letter to Macron which sounded like an emo teenager trying to emotionally manipulate their ex into getting back with them, too?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.